This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. We need to talk about something. There is a group of Republicans. I'm going to read a little bit from the CNN article, but I'm going to rely more heavily on a segment of an interview that Jim Acosta did with a woman that used to work for Mike Pence. The title of this article is Former Trump Administration Officials Hold Call to Strategize Against Former Boss's Efforts in 2022 and 2024. And look, I know I catch a lot of heat, a lot of flack, a lot of shit for this, that I'm not a giant fan of the Lincoln Project or its members. People claim that because they're opposed to Trump, they're on our team. And I don't view it that way. I believe that their objective is not just in opposition to Trump, but to try to drag the Democratic Party right to the right. And that is antithetical to what my mission and my objective would be in life, in my job, in bettering the world that we live in. And I would have the same, and also the fact that it's been a money grab. The men and women who are involved in the Lincoln Project are decidedly more rich than they were before having started the Lincoln Project. And if their objective would have been met, because their goal, their efficacy, the utility of the Lincoln Project was to convince Republicans to vote for Joe Biden. But more Republicans voted for Donald Trump in 2020 than did in 2016. So they failed. They were a failure. They didn't aid, in my view, in electing Joe Biden. So this group of individuals, these dozens, they say, former Trump administration officials hold call to strategize against former bosses. But about 3 dozen, they say, former Trump administration officials are now meeting to try to see what they can do to stop Trump. One, I would say this, their judgment is bad enough that they decided to join the Trump administration and work in service to this autocrat, to this fascist. John Kelly among them, former fellow Marine. And I want to talk about that. But I'm going to read a little bit from this article and play a little clip from this video. And then I want this to be an open discussion. I want to talk about this, not only in the comments, but I want to talk about this. Send in your voicemails. Call me. Email me. I want to have a group, widespread talk about whether or not this is a good thing or whether we should support this or not. Around 3 dozen former Trump administration officials, disillusioned with their former boss and concerned about his impact on the GOP and the nation, held a conference call last Monday to discuss efforts to fend off his efforts to, in their view, erode the democratic process, several participants told CNN. The only items the group seemed to agree upon in its first meeting, however, were that they're not sure what their way forward should be, and that they are way behind the efforts of former President Donald Trump and his allies to set the stage for 2022, 2024, and beyond. The highest-ranking participant was former White House Chief of Staff and retired Marine General John Kelly, who told CNN that because of a prior commitment, he was only able to monitor about 10 minutes of the call, which lasted about an hour. Other participants included former Trump White House Communications Director Alyssa Farah Griffin, now a CNN political commentator, and Anthony Scaramucci, former Homeland Security and Counterterrorism Advisor to Vice President Mike Pence, Olivia Troy, anyway, there's a list. You can see the list there on the screen. And it is the interview with Olivia Troy that I want to play a little bit of, because if this is just an attempt to start a PAC and have people who are opposed to Trump, Democrats included, to have them donate to this thing and make these people exceedingly wealthy, that is a problem. Unless they have a stated objective of the utility and the usefulness they will provide, then we need to be questioning forever, in perpetuity questioning their motives. Also, just questioning their judgment, because you knew And I knew from the get-go that Donald Trump was bad for business. Donald Trump was nothing but a demagogue and a charlatan and a grifter and a dangerous gargoyle of a human being. What did they miss? What did they see in Donald Trump that they thought, this is the guy I want to work for? It's a question that needs to be asked, because only now that he's not president are they rallying the troops against him. Watch this first couple of minutes from an interview with Jim Acosta and Olivia Troy.
It was the same old lines and same old lies at Donald Trump's first rally of 2022. Spoiler, he's still doing the sad Elvis bit, ranting and raving about the last election. Behold, Grievance Groundhog Day, take number 439.
Last year we had a rigged election and the proof is all over the place. We have a lot of proof and they know it's proof. They always talk about the big lie. They're the big lie. They continue to refuse to talk about it. They say, while it is unsubstantiated and the big lie is a lot of bullshit. That's what it is.
If you look at the background there, you can see the people looking at their phones, not paying attention to them. But anyway, joining me now is Olivia Troy, a former Homeland Security and Counterterrorism Advisor to Vice President Pence. Olivia, great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. Let me start with this. You and other former Trump staffers were recently having a meeting about ways to stop Trump and more broadly Trumpism. Is there any insight you can give us into what was discussed? Is the group growing? Any names that are coming into the fold that I guess give you some hope that this is gaining momentum?
Well, Jim, thanks for having me. Look, it was a preliminary discussion. It was the first time we've all come together as a group. This is a group of people that have worked across the Trump administration at varying levels, whether it be national security or more on the political side of the house, and in different departments. And, I did find it encouraging that it was a much larger number of people who participated in this meeting than I actually expected it to be. And it was very clear that there is grave concern amongst these circles about what is happening, about the fact that Trump continues to play such a significant role in influencing our U.S. politics, and also what it means for this movement that continues to follow him and the movement that he continues to enable.
What do you think? What do you think? Call me, email me, let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments. There is one particular line of this that I want to read. We're still trying to figure out what it is that we want to do, one participant told CNN. Outcomes are key. This individual said there was unanimity on the call from those who spoke that this cannot just be a professional trolling operation, putting out ads like the Lincoln Group. The Lincoln Project was a group, is a group, continues to be, is a group. The Lincoln Project was a group of so-called Never Trump GOP consultants who banded together to oppose the 45th president's re-election, often running ads in Washington, D.C. area targeted to Trump. So, listen, I'm gonna hold out hope that they are true converts, that they have seen the error of their ways. Because from Miles Taylor to Olivia Troy, I haven't heard a lot of apologies for the work they did for this fascist administration. I haven't heard a lot of it. Now, granted, I'm not in a position to have seen every article written by them, every op-ed, every interview done, so maybe they have. But there needs to be an extended, lengthy apology tour by every single one of these people, John Kelly included, who implemented the child separation policy at the border. These are fascist enablers, at the very least, and fascists themselves at the worst. What do you think, though? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Thanks for your time and attention today and every day. Again, I am back. Please help me with the algorithm, get me back in my place. Some of you probably would like to put me in my place. But like and comment on this video, share this with your social media network, and If you'd like to do more than that, you'd like to take part in producing and supporting my work here, you can click the join button below this video, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can browse your way over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are fantastic ways to help support and produce what I do here. The extended mission of the Dollemore Daily, and that the whole reason I moved to Washington, D.C. is proximity to the things that are happening that impact your and my life. I love you guys. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I'd love to connect with you there. And I'll see you next time. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.